Get a Job in Tech, episode 252. What does success look like for you? When you wake up in the morning, are you in a good mood? Ask yourself this. Do you have a job that pays you a little more than another one? And do you hate that job? Are you willing to live in a more humble home or drive a more humble car? Do you have a job just to pay for stuff to impress others that you don't even like anyway? If this is the case, then maybe ask yourself, do you really like this job? Are you doing it because you want to do it, or you're just stuck? Like most people are stuck, actually, I would have to say. And like, let's say you work at Walmart or McDonald's, and you, like everybody else, wishes to be a billionaire. We want to be a billionaire and millionaire, right? Everybody. Who doesn't wish that? Now, maybe that's possible, maybe it's not, but I can tell you, I can promise you in tech that if you work as a sysadmin, you're not going to get paid $1 million. Not a year. It doesn't happen. As working that way, you have to have some sort of side hustle or secondary income that to supplement that, to earn that money. Maybe you have a course, things like that. The most you're going to get probably in a sysadmin role is maybe like $80 an hour, something like that. And that's after you have like 2 or 3 years of experience, something like that. And like a senior sysadmin, or well, it would be actually a system engineer or a senior system engineer, you could probably get to maybe $100 an hour. So that's what? Yeah, $100 an hour. What is that, like 200,000 a year, something like that? Yeah, that's what you're going to get paid, and that's at the high end, right? Basically, and that's okay. If you're living in New York City, then forget it. Maybe that's not enough because your apartment, if you have an apartment, definitely you don't have a house if you live in New York City, Manhattan. Maybe you live in New Jersey and you take the ferry in every day, and so you're making like 85 an hour, something like that. If you live in New Jersey, taxes are high. You get the point. So that's kind of a trade-off, right? You're trading one thing for the other. Basically, you have the home, you live in a high taxed environment, you have a high income job because you're willing to trade. So you're trading your time because they're not going to let you, if you make $85 an hour in New York City, they're not going to let you work from home full time because you wouldn't live in New York City. You live in another state. You move to Florida or Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, North Dakota, not North Dakota, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. You might move those places. You definitely aren't going to live in New York if you have a work from home job that pays you $85 an hour as a senior or just a sysadmin, right? So that's out of the game. And the thing to ask yourself is this, like, what's your version of success, right? Ask yourself that. And you got to try to figure out what your version of success is, or what's your version of happy. It's not going to be someone else's version of happy. It's not going to be a billionaire or a millionaire's version of happy. It's going to be yours. And I think everybody goes through that. Everybody has this I need something else. I need to keep up with the Joneses. I need to keep up with the whatever the term is. I think that's what the term is. Where I need that because I like that fancy car or whatever. Meanwhile, the car that you take off the lot, it already depreciated 10,000 right off the gate. And the home you're in, maybe you have a 5-bedroom home and there's only 3 of you or 4 of you. So that's a room that's wasted. Plus you're paying like $4,000 a month in mortgage or rent, $4,000 a month in rent, just for the privilege of living in an area that costs a lot of money to live there. Yeah, so I encourage anyone listening to try to figure out your version of you what makes you, and that what makes you happy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next one.